Hello everyone, ockpii here, and today I have a new QWorld video for you guys. This one is fairly short, which is partially why I'm only doing it now. I wanted it to be a bit beefier before I actually did something with it, but knowing Wooly, whenever he does something, it's about 1,000 screenshots, so let's just make it a simpler one. This video I'm going to be talking to you about the AI in QWorld, both of the NPCs that live in towns and of the enemies. And I'm going to talk to you about some new features that have been implemented to the game, both related to classes and just to overall game mechanics that you guys are going to love. I also have some random screenshots just from tweets, and that'll be that. So enjoy the video and let's go. We'll start off this video by just showing you a few random screenshots that they posted, Wooly and Pixie. So this is the first one, and it's about Christmas. It's kinda late, but yeah, it looks really cool. It's Santa, and it's a gorgeous forest on fire, and it's a snowy biome, and it looks gorgeous. Stars on the sky as well. This is a new tameable creature. It's the alpaca. Yeah. And here is the new stamina bar. It's only visible when stamina isn't full, and each roll you do costs 25% of stamina. So yeah. So the first thing about this video is the QWorld AI. Wooly has been working both on the NPCs and the monsters' AIs, and he says he's added pathfinding and some behavior features to the AI. He says the pathfinding is based on the A-star algorithm, with some additional features like climbing and arbitrarily sized bounding boxes for creatures and obstacles. In the case of NPCs, they basically use this to traverse around the town and going to places and talking to people. In the case of enemies, they use it to follow the player and chase him and stuff like that. So what Wooly does to exemplify stuff like this is he goes around following this guy, Alaric, an ice NPC living in this house in Triarion City. As you can see, he goes out the house with him, and the small red and yellow cubes are just for visualization purposes, and they won't be visible in the final game. This is just obviously to give you an idea. So this is updated in real time. There is no paths that are predefined or anything like that, and obstacles such as streetlights are avoided by the NPC. Following around doing various stuff like going to the pub to meet his friends, which is really interesting. Wooly tells us that the darker it is, the faster a rogue can become stealthy, which is really cool, so you want to do it when you're in the shadow. When the stealth bar is full, he says, enemies can't see the player. His spirit increases, so he can open the fight with a special attack, which is really nice for surprise attacks and the element of surprise and stuff like that. Maybe it's just because enemies do have a nice, they have proper visibility. I don't know. Since the dungeon enemies are standing together in groups, if one of them sees the player, the whole group will attack him. In the dungeons, we also have patrols like the ogres, and he's obviously stronger, and he goes from corner to corner just to patrol the dungeon to see that everything is okay. So you should always eliminate the groups without the patrol. Wooly says that he's been experimenting a lot with quests, and he points out a few examples of these. Completely random quests, semi-random quests, pre-written class quests. But he says that he got the feeling that they would remove a lot of the freedom in the game, and they would restrict the player to do something too specific, and there would not be enough freedom in the game. He's also afraid that they would become too repetitive and generic over time. So for now, the game's focused on exploration, fighting, and character progress. So this is an overview of the new features. There is now a clearly arranged overview map showing lands and levels. The player can switch between the voxel map and the overview map. He's added screens for character selection, world selection, character creation, and world generation. Each class has access to 3 different types of weapons. The warrior has access to great weapons, dual-wielded one-handed weapons, and shield plus one-handed weapons. The rogue has access to daggers, fist weapons, and longswords. The spirit mage, staffs, wands, and bracelets. A bracelet as a weapon. The ranger, finally, bows, crossbows, and boomerangs, which is a new weapon. As you can see, this is a character selection screen, and there is no limit to the number of character slots. This is the character creation screen, and the background gets different with every name. And this is what Starbound should be doing in their character creation. Specific colors for us to choose stuff. Or at least a bad RGB slider like in Terraria, something like that. If we can't choose a specific color, the characters are ours. It's limited by a few possibilities and a very small range of colors. So, yeah. This is the world selection screen, and each character can enter each world, much like we've seen before. And Wooly's character now is a Ranger Sniper. He says that in the final game, the specs won't be available from the beginning, and abilities can be unlocked level after level. So it's like you gain a level, so you gain a skill point to assign to a certain ability, which is really cool. As a sniper, we can lay down and become stealthy, which is what you're seeing right now, and you get a bit of zoom in as well. This has the same effect as the stealth. It charges up your spirit, so you can do a pretty powerful strike. However, the effect ends when you move. In the case of the 2 maps, we have the world overview map, and it shows the different lands. So the blue lands are the oceans, the green lands are of the player's level, red lands are higher level, and lower level lands would be gray, as you can see right here. After a while, he levels up, and he can go to the level 2 lands that are now green instead of red, which is cool, isn't it? The map updates itself like that, which is really, really nice. There are several types of friendly NPCs here. We have a group of nice wizards, We also see a group of orc adventurers, and not so nice, we have a group of evil lizard men. Going into a dungeon, you can find a lot of stuff like crafting formulas, and you can craft this amulet as soon as you have the right materials. This is just a random screenshot of what it looks like in a dungeon in this case, and you can see there's a pixie clone right there in the background. This is something interesting. Each boss has random special abilities like this, so this was a minion summoned by the boss. As you can see, enemies can also drink potions, so it's not something restricted to the player. So you can use that to your advantage to time attacks and stuff like that, which is really nice. There's also a screenshot coming up front that tells us a lot about the randomization and the liveliness of the behavior of these NPCs. There's been an update to Cyclopses now. They fight with hands and feet as well, and they have new special abilities like this charge attack. As you can see, it has after images and stuff like that. He can also do a cyclone attack, and trolls still use big maces, and they have an earthquake attack. Here in the map, they've reached the frontier to the level 2 land, and as you can see, it is a snow land. Smooth in the map, and it also looks very smooth in-game, as you can see. As soon as you get to a new area, it is wise to see if the vendors have better equipment for you. And it's interesting how each city has several districts. I think I've mentioned this very briefly last video, but now we actually have proper examples, like Varsal City, Crafting District, and we have the Adventurer District, and we have the Pet District somewhere else. So there are specializations in places in cities, which is nice. So this is an example of a shop view, which you've seen before, and just had a few examples of items. The map looks amazing, by the way, like the blue of the trees and the snow and everything, amazing. This is just to show that some mountains get really, really high. This game looks amazing. There's nothing I could say about how this game looks. It just looks phenomenal. So smooth, so pristine and clear. It looks really cool. I'm actually really excited about this game. And we have a desert land, which we haven't really seen a lot of before. We have those really cool cacti thingies there in the background, and these are just a few screenshots of it. This is a really tall mountain and then hang gliding off it. Looks so cool. And you have something really cool. Earlier I talked about pre-written class quests, and this might be something like that. Because we have here the Range Master, and here, as a ranger, we can learn new abilities and practice them with aims. This is so cool, I like this idea, this is awesome. These are just some exploration pictures. Again, the lighting is incredible. Oh my goodness. And again, we have the pet district here, and the trees look amazing. Pink trees look really cool. We can also see that we have the 3D voxel map activated, and on the next one, where we have really cool orange and green trees, we have the land division map. This is a screenshot I really like because of the snow lake. It looks phenomenal. I really like snow biomes, and in Minecraft they look alright, and in this they look amazing, so this is really cool. Here we have a rare ogre. Rare creatures drop spirit when you defeat them, Wally says. And I don't know what it can be used for, but maybe it just upgrades something of your own. Maybe it's just a voxel so you can put in one of your weapons, like we've seen in the first video, so I don't know what it could be. This is a gorgeous view of a castle. And the plains look a bit different as well. They look more clean, and they look more realistic, how we have these plains, and then we have the trees, and the weird enemy there, and that tree has a face. But yeah, these look so cool, and so... They just look really good. There is nothing... I don't think there's anything bad I can say about the aesthetics of this game. Here, we have what I was talking about, a very interesting dynamic of behavior in the enemies. These orcs are camping over there, and they can't see him because he's hiding and stuff like that. But that looks so cool. They actually camp, and they have behaviors, and they do stuff. It's like they are the human NPCs that go about their business in towns, but these actually go around the world and do stuff, and we've seen orc adventurers earlier, and it's like they do so much stuff. It's so cool. The ability that these NPCs have to live their world is amazing. I really like that. And there on the right, they're about to get ambushed by that weird bear. This is the introduction to the new weapon, the boomerang, and it follows the movement of the crosshair. So you basically throw it and then just look around where you want it to go through. It hits enemies multiple times, which is really useful for defeating stuff quickly, and particularly enemies that go at a straight line towards you, which is really cool. And that's the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I would just like to say, pay attention to my channel this week. Just saying that. Yeah. Pay attention to this channel this week. So, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. If you like to be notified of whenever I make a new video, you also know what to do. And if you disliked it, you know what to do. And if you want to say something, you know what to do. So, until my next video, you know what to do. No, until my next video, I will see you nowhere, because you don't follow me on Twitter. I'll see you on my next video. Bye! Bye!